Tonight we have a special report about problems in Mecklenburg County Family Court. Families are being destroyed. Many of the litigants are losing their homes, their life savings, their relatives' life savings, and most tragically their children. It is truly disturbing that this can be happening and ignored. We have a special reporter in the field coming to us by satellite. Antoine, what do you have to say about the judges and certain attorneys are being allowed to do in Mecklenburg County Family Court?
So y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because they're raping everybody out here.
Do you believe that there is corruption involved, and if so, how can you prove it?
You don't have to come and confess that you did it. We're looking for you. We gonna find you. I'm letting you know now, so you can run and tell that, homeboy.
What would you like to say to the judges that are not only allowing this to occur but promoting it?
Prince, no, you are so dumb. You are really dumb, for real.
We have an example of what we are talking about coming right up. You will not believe this.
Mr. Smurf, how much money do you want from this family for your attorney fees?
Oh ma'am, I'm glad you asked. I really want Mr. Banks' mountain house and his boat. Will you get me his beach house too?
Of course, Mr. Smurf. Did you write it in the pre-written order?
That you have to take Mr. Banks' children, because we have to justify a reason for him to pay all of my attorney fees.
The kids.
Don't forget the plan. If we use the children as bait, we can keep Mr. Banks coming back for years.
There are two things you should know. Number one, we can always hide behind our county's local rules and ignore the U.S. Constitution. Number two, if the local rules fail, I'm packing yeet to cover my own ass. I do not need to hear testimony from you, or any witnesses you brought to testify, because this court is ample evidence to rule on this matter. I'm ready to read my order. Listen carefully. Although I truly believe that the mother is a nut, through the eyes of this court she is a wonderful mother and worthy of full legal and physical custody. Mr. Banks, I do not know anything about you, but the court believes wholeheartedly all of the lies, stories, and fantasies written in this order. Therefore, you will never be allowed to see your children again. And do not ever ask me why. Mr. Banks, before you leave, you must give Mr. Smurf your keys to your mountain house, your keys to your boat, and your keys to your beach house.
You know how much I love money. Mr. Smurf and the attorneys in his law firm always win everything they ask for in Judge Kin's courtroom. You know what I say around here. Don't ask, don't tell.
I hope that we can get through this quickly. I had planned to get in a round of golf with your husband this afternoon.
Jason, this is on plaintiff's motion to take your children, so that he does not have to pay you child support. I'm sorry, Mr. Smurf, I meant to say, we are here on the plaintiff's motion for custody and child support.
Cases like these are the tough ones to get around the true evidence and data in order to get the results Mr. Smurf wants.
No problem. You know that the family court judges have perfected the ability to ignore evidence for the right conclusion, so let's hear your findings.
The father's test results showed that he has narcissistic borderline personality features and a significantly high light score. This suggests that the father cannot be trusted. Thank goodness, my creativity with the numbers is what pays my bills. I met with the father first and he told me about an incident that had occurred during their marriage where the mother became so angry with him that Miss Homemaker hit herself in the head with a frying pan.
Oh, you have to be kidding. What would give this mother the right to abuse the family's cookware? That frying pan had to be part of the marital assets. I'll see to it that we deduct the cost of the pan from the mother's equitable distribution.
During the mother's interview, she tried to convince me that in the past, Mr. Bruiser has done things to her and the kids like hitting her in the head with a frying pan. The children also told me about similar abuse, but these children would have to be coached to use such advanced words such as frying pan, hit, and hurt. Needless to say, we never believe the children anyway. What do they know? So, back to the mother. The mother also showed me records from the hospital and photographs of the 42 staples in her head, but could not prove that she did not do this to herself.
So, I'm curious to know, with such distorted thinking and lies, how can she be a good parent? Speaking of truth, my mind is telling me that it is almost time for lunch. What are your recommendations for the court?
I have been paid to say that the mother is bipolar, and she has shown that she is willing to take extreme measures to prove that the abuse occurred. Therefore, it is my professional opinion that this mother should never see the children again.
This court is ample evidence to rule on this matter. Listen carefully. The evidence shows that this mother has been the primary caretaker of these children for their entire lives and has a loving relationship with her children. In contrast, the evidence shows that the father is a nut. However, through the eyes of this court, it is the father that is the wonderful parent and worthy of full legal and physical custody.
Your Honor, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I need to leave soon. If you could just place in the order that the mother owes me $20,000 for my evaluation, then I think we can adjourn.
Thank you, Doctor. Mrs. Homemaker, we are done. Oh, looky here. Mr. Smurf has the order sitting on my desk prepared for me. That Mr. Smurf is something else.
I cannot believe that the judges and attorneys have gotten away with this for so long. As a country, it is time to take a stand and support the individuals that are willing to speak up and expose such corruption that has destroyed many parents and children. Those of you that can get out and vote against these judges, rock on, and peace be with you. Thank you, Antoine Dodson, and the parents willing to speak out against such corruption. Good night.